Isn't it interesting that my cookie dough looks like a planet? Anyway, here's a new recipe today. I plan to write the recipe on the bottom of the video. And let's see if I could move to the, oh, it gets bigger. Look at those crevices. I once had an in-law tell me that with my cooking, he never has to worry about regularity. Oh, how do I, oh, here. Sorry. There we go. Planet shrunk. Now, the reason I have a picture of a box of baking soda here is to tell you that if you don't have baking powder in the house, which you need for the recipe, you can make your own baking powder. And it's very easy. All you do is take 1 part of baking soda and, let's go to the next screen. No, that's not it. Uh-oh, there it is. And 2 parts of cream of tartar. And you mix those two together and you have baking powder, and then you just use the amount of baking powder that the recipe calls for. Let's go back to the other screen. Oh, the reason I have a picture of a large bag of baking soda here is to remind you that if you have a cooking fire in the kitchen, which usually involves oil, do not throw water on it because it can make the oil splash and make the fire bigger. Throw baking soda on it. So I have lots of little boxes of baking soda in my kitchen, and I have this giant bag of baking soda. I like to have baking soda around because I make homemade deodorant with it, but that's on another video. Okay, let's go back. Oops, that's my floor. Here we go. This is the inside of the cookie. As you can see, there's lots of roughage in there. This is part of the dough that I turned into a long cookie in case I wanted to dip it in soy milk or something. And this is the round cookies from the same dough. Back to that. Oops. That's about it for the cookies. They taste very homey. They're not super sweet. And I did put walnuts in them. The original recipe is actually for Mandelbrot, which means almond bread in German, Mandelbrot. And I substituted walnuts for the almonds. I like walnuts because they contain omega-3s, and it's one of the few non-animal sources of omega-3s, and I can't eat fish every day. Also, the recipe called for, what else did I substitute here? I used the eggs. I used honey instead of sugar. I used peanut butter instead of oil. And instead of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, I used my favorite maple extract. And it called for raisins or chocolate chips, and instead of that I put in coconut flakes, unsweetened. So, something else I wanted to say. Yes, about the omega-3s. Of course, you can get omega-3s in certain types of fish like salmon and trout. You can also get it in seaweed, but seaweed is very salty, so in case you're on a low-salt diet, don't eat seaweed, as delicious as it is. What else? Chia seeds have omega-3s, and flaxseed. Also edamame, which is a young soybean, and also kidney beans. I didn't remember that. That's about it. Look for the recipe below and keep being creative. It feels so good to do things. And as you know, when we're joyful, we're happy and we're stronger.